All right, let's dive into something really cool today. We're going to unlock the full power of the AI coding assistant Claude Code, and we're going to do it for free. And the best part? You're not going to need some beast of a computer to make it happen. So let's get right into it. So, you want to use the latest and greatest AI coding assistants, right? But you keep running into this wall. You hear about all these amazing self-hosted models, but then you look at your own computer's specs and you start thinking, is this even possible for me without a huge, expensive hardware upgrade? And yeah, that's not an exaggeration at all. To run a top-tier free coding model like Qwen 3, you would need 290 gigabytes of VRAM. That's the dedicated memory on your graphics card. It's a staggering amount of power, and for most of us, that's just completely out of reach. So, how do we get around this? Well, the answer lies with this fantastic service called OpenRouter. This is our key. This is how we bypass those insane hardware limitations and even the high costs that usually come with the best AI models. Think of it like our personal gateway to the entire AI universe. So what exactly is OpenRouter? Honestly, the best way to think about it is like a master key. Instead of juggling dozens of different services and API keys for each one, OpenRouter gives you one single key. And that one key unlocks access to literally hundreds of different AI models. I'm talking Claude, GPT, Gemini, and a whole bunch of others you've probably never even heard of. And this is really why it's such a game changer. You get one API key for everything. You can switch between free and premium models whenever you want, on the fly, and, most importantly, you don't have to install these massive models on your own machine. No more headaches about RAM or VRAM. And get this, getting all of this up and running is incredibly fast. Seriously, I'm talking about a 2-minute setup to connect Claude Code to this entire world of AI models. Let me walk you through it. The magic happens inside your Claude Code settings.json file. All we have to do is add 4 little environment variables. This includes your OpenRouter API key, which is kind of like your password, and the OpenRouter URL, which is just the address it needs to connect to. The other 2 settings just help it all play nicely together. Okay, so if you just want to try this out for a simple project, the setup is super simple. First, in your project folder, make a new folder and call it .claude. Inside that folder, create a file named settings.json. Then you just paste in those 4 configuration variables, pop in your OpenRouter API key, and you're good to go. But what if you want this to work everywhere, for every single one of your projects? No problem at all. You just need to find your global Claude Code configuration file, open it settings.json, and paste the exact same 4 variables into the environment variables block. That's it. Now, every time you open Claude Code, you'll be using OpenRouter. Okay, so you're all set up, you go to use a free model, and you hit an error. This is a super common hiccup when you're dealing with popular free models. But don't worry, there is a very simple and reliable fix. You might see a message that looks something like this. All it really means is that a particular model is just extremely busy at that moment, and your request couldn't get through. It's just the reality of using free resources that are in super high demand. But we can outsmart it. The solution is actually really simple. Instead of pointing Claude Code to one specific model that might be busy, we point it to OpenRouter/free. This is a special endpoint that acts like a traffic controller. It automatically takes your request and finds an available free model from its pool to handle it for you. So just to be crystal clear, targeting a specific model gives you, precise control, but it can be a bit hit or miss depending on traffic. Using the general OpenRouter/free router, on the other hand, gives you incredibly high reliability. It means pretty much all of your requests are going to go through successfully. All right, now for what I honestly think is the most powerful part of this entire setup. Beyond just the free models, this gives you access to professional, top-tier coding models for a fraction of what they would normally cost. But first, let's be real for a second. The free models are fantastic for what they are, but their performance isn't going to be on the same level as premium models like Claude's default Sonnet or Opus. They're good, but the paid models, they're just in another league for complex tasks. But what if you could get that premium performance without the premium price? Well, meet Miniax 2.5. As you can see right here, it is literally rated #1 for programming in recent benchmarks. It's outperforming many of its much more expensive competitors. And yep, you guessed it, you can access it right through OpenRouter. Let's just put that into perspective for a minute. This table compares the default Claude Opus 4.6 model with MiniX 2.5. In coding benchmarks, MiniX performs incredibly well, getting you results that are right up there with Opus. But just look at that cost difference. It's not even close.
I mean, look at this difference. It's wild. To process 1 million output tokens, Claude Opus cost about $25. With MiniX 2.5, that same exact workload cost you just $1.20. You are getting elite-level coding assistance for a tiny, tiny fraction of the price. So here's the big takeaway. You no longer need a super powerful PC or big budget to get access to the best AI coding tools in the world. With Claude Code and OpenRouter, those barriers are just gone. You now have the keys to an entire universe of AI models. So the only question left is, what will you build?